Top of the evening, man. Top of the evening. You know who it is, who it should be. This past weekend, these teenagers, man, decided to go downtown at a Christmas lighting, a tree lighting, or a light lighting, whatever they call it, right? And decide to start letting the thing blam. One of them passed on at 13 years old. The people that, and the youngest one lost his life. Make it make sense. That mayor, Brandon, whatever, he needs to be fired. Trump, you need to bring them troops back right now, because if they were still there, this situation wouldn't have happened.
Expected in downtown Chicago as many people begin to celebrate the holiday season. Now, along with the festive mood, there are some concerns about safety after two shootings here in the Loop, one that claimed the life of a teenager. An increased presence of Chicago police is visible in the Loop tonight after two separate shootings leave a teen dead and some holiday revelers alert but not concerned.
Can't really do much about it. I'm just going to go out, live my life, not going to stay in the house all day.
The shootings happened Friday night after the city held its official Christmas tree lighting ceremony. Shots rang out just before 10 p.m., just steps away from the ABC7 State Street studios. Police say they spotted a large crowd on the sidewalk in the 100 block of North State Street near the Chicago Theater when gunfire erupted and the crowd scattered.
It is, quite frankly, frustrating and quite upsetting when this type of violence takes place.
The mayor says city officials got wind of some social media posts about a possible teen takeover downtown and had been working for the last few days to try to stop it from happening.
There was a communication that was delivered to CPS to encourage young people not to participate in these unauthorized gatherings. 7
teens ranging in age from 13 to 17 were shot. Most are listed in good or fair condition. A separate shooting near Dearborn and Monroe, a 14-year-old boy was killed and an 18-year-old was wounded. Community violence interrupter Pastor Donovan Price says teens need supervision, especially in large crowds.
Bring some family with you. Bring mom, bring auntie, bring somebody with you, bring an adult with you. And just watch out and be careful. We're praying for you.
The violence comes as a lot of people venture back downtown for the Chris Kendall Market and the Magnificent Mile Lights Festival.
Even though we had an incident downtown yesterday that was very unfortunate, nothing can stop me from coming to celebrate our city, the holidays, and lighting up Michigan Avenue.
Authorities say 18 people were arrested for curfew violations and various assaults. Chicago police plan on deploying an additional 300 officers on top of the already 700 assigned to cover weekend festivities. City officials say they are continuing to closely monitor the downtown area for unusual activity.
Did you hear that lady? She said nothing is going to stop her from going downtown to the festivities. It's an isolated incident, right? I think that'll stop her, right? If the bullet hit her fucking ass, right? That'll stop her, right? She don't make no damn sense. Didn't I tell y'all? Did I not tell y'all? Any event that has YNs where there's no police presence, well, it actually was police presence and they ain't give 2 F's. No winding, no security checks. If it's out in the open, if it's what I said, if it's less than 5, you might survive. If it's more than 10, your life will end. Did I not say that? Did you see the crowd disperse when somebody let the... It starts in the home. Remember that commercial that used to come on back in the day? It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your kids are? What time was it when the shots let out? It was 10 p.m., correct? 10 p.m. 2 separate shootings. They said the second shooting was like 10 minutes later around the corner, and I think that's when the 14-year-old, my bad, he ain't 13, he's 1 year older. The 14-year-old lost his life. 14. Life gone.
Breaking news. We've been following this all night. 2 shootings just hours after the Christmas tree lighting, steps away as well from the Christkindl Market right here downtown. One of those mass shootings leaving 7 teenagers in the hospital. Just blocks away from that, a man died. Let's get right to our Asal Rezai at State and Randolph for the very latest on the investigations.
Yeah, Suzanne, one of those shootings happened just steps away from the Chicago Theater here. The scene has been cleared here this morning, but we know new details from Chicago police this morning tell us 7 people were shot here near the Chicago Theater. A separate scene near Adams and Dearborn had 2 other people that were shot. The person at that scene, we learned, has died. Witnesses tell us the victims seemed all to be very young, in their teenage years. Police confirming this morning the youngest victim is only 13 years old. Suzanne, you mentioned these shootings happened just steps away from multiple big holiday attractions happening here in the Loop. We'll get to that video. Chicago police saying they saw a large group of people on the sidewalk. You'll see the scene video as aftermath. Dozens of Chicago police officers and first responders on the scenes here downtown. The victims between 13 and 17 years old. In total, 7 people shot here at State and Randolph, all said to be in good condition, thankfully. 1 person in fair condition. 2 more people shot, as I mentioned, at Adams and Dearborn at a different scene. The injuries of those victims are more serious. Police confirming this morning they found 2 other people shot at Adams and Dearborn. 1 man had gunshot wounds throughout his body and was pronounced dead at the hospital. The second victim, an 18-year-old man, was shot in the leg and is in serious condition at last check. Many people we talked to were here visiting from out of town, and they said they were sad to see this happen, especially during the holidays.
It's very disheartening to see this. You know, right. Holiday time, everybody wants to celebrate and enjoy the evening, and something like this happens.
Suzanne, this morning, still a lot of details coming to light on both of these shooting scenes. We know last night, area Alderman Brian Hopkins said that multiple police officers were also hurt during those shootings. He said at least 1 police officer had to be hospitalized. We're still trying to confirm those details this morning and get any possible updates on conditions of victims that were here at the scene. We're live in the Loop this morning. I'm Asal Rezai, CBS News Chicago.
Thanks so much, Asal.
Stop buying.
That's a damn shame, man. Something so innocent, so you know, families gather to go down there and see the lighting, right? And then these YNs go down there with their mind, or putting it on social media that it's gonna be a takeover. Oh, they really took over, all right. They took over and took somebody's life. So it baffles me, right? Parents of these kids, man. Because my kids, the younger one, she not out here running amok, running crazy. Even when the older ones was young like that, between 14 to 17, they wasn't outside terrorizing the community. And here's another thing too. I think the white folks, they take accountability for their children, right? The worst that we hear about them is maybe one of their kids, they OD'd on some dope, fentanyl, you know what I'm saying, meth heads. But you don't see them going to their little Christmas lightings. You hear about the pilgrims. Oh, but guess who is? Just us. It's always us. Everything gets destroyed. Now it's the football games, the tailgating games, all the unalivings that happen with that. Now y'all taking it. Let it fly, huh? No remorse for anybody. And then on top of that, you aim at the whole crowd. You don't aim at your op. You aim at everything moving. So I must say, for you deadbeat mothers, you deadbeat mothers in the hood, you hood booger mothers that be having kids young, always want to party, post for the flick, got your butt out in every picture, like that makes you, instead of your face, you got to do the butt pose. That's what makes you pause. Not to pose like a woman, but I mean, let's make it make sense. Why are you not watching your kids? Why are you not knowing what your kids are doing? Huh? Because those are black children that I seen scattering. I didn't see no pilgrims scattering unless they were running from the shots. Ruin everything we touch. So and this is the younger generation. It's not even the 20s and the 30s. These are these are teenagers. A 14-year-old kid is gone forever. No finishing school. No seeing what his future gonna be. No having kids. No getting married. No having kids. No having a career. He's gone forever. Behind this. Everything is solved something with a firearm. And then what baffles me, that makes sense. How are they getting their hands on these firearms being so young? It's not making sense, man. And then they unalive each other, not knowing that when you get caught, you're going to jail for life, so you threw your future away. You're taking a life. I mean, what's really good? What's really good is these parents need to take accountability for their children. That's what's really good. And it's not happening. You understand me? You're letting your child run wild. I don't understand it. But it starts in the home. Because there's some good parents out here that take accountability for their teenagers, and they're not out here unaliving anything or letting bullets fly. And I'm just being real with you. But it's only our community that's doing this. With no remorse. No fear of God. I mean, but here's more though. Because, you know, I like to post receipts. Pardon self, got a stuffy nose today. I don't know what the hell going on. But I'm going to add this to the stage, man. And we
steps away as well from the Chris Kindle Market, right here downtown. One of those mass shootings, leaving 7 teenagers in the hospital. Just blocks away from that, a man died. Let's get right to our Saul Rizai at State and Randolph for the very latest on the investigations.
Yeah, Suzanne, one of those shootings happened just steps away from the Chicago theater here. The scene has been cleared here this morning, but we know new details from Chicago police this morning tell us 7 people were shot here near the Chicago theater. A separate scene near Adams and Dearborn had 2 other people that were shot. The person at that scene, we learned, has died. Witnesses tell us the victims seemed all to be very young, in their teenage years. Police confirming this morning the youngest victim is only 13 years old. Suzanne, you mentioned these shootings happened just steps away from multiple big holiday attractions happening here in the Loop. We'll get to that video. Chicago police saying they saw a large group of people on the sidewalk. You'll see the scene video is aftermath. Dozens of Chicago police officers and first responders on the scenes here downtown. The victims between 13 and 17 years old. In total, 7 people shot here at State and Randolph, all said to be in good condition, thankfully. 1 person in fair condition. 2 more people shot, as I mentioned, at Adams and Dearborn at a different scene. The injuries of those victims are more serious. Police confirming this morning they found 2 other people shot at Adams and Dearborn. 1 man had gunshot wounds throughout his body and was pronounced dead at the hospital. hospital. The second victim, an 18-year-old man, was shot in the leg and is in serious condition at last check. Many people we talked to were here visiting from out of town, and they said they were sad to see this happen, especially during the holidays.
It's very disheartening to see that.
Can't make this up, man. And it's us. It's us, man. Like, I could pull up.
In other news, Georgia residents are going to be happy to hear this. It just came out.
I could pull up more receipts, you know.
The two shootings in the loop happened just hours after the tree lighting ceremony in Millennium Park, which brought thousands of people to downtown Chicago. It raises the question whether incidents like these will deter people from visiting the city over the holidays. Community leaders I spoke with certainly hope not.
14-year-old Armani Floyd was Swish says Armani was part of his youth basketball program designed to give younger people a positive, safe place to play.
In a way, it feels defeating. We developed this program to save the kids, right? And when you lose a kid that's a participant of the saving, it kind of feels like we're not doing our work.
Chicago police say 7 other teens were also injured that night. One of the shootings just outside our ABC7 State Street studios, which sent a large crowd running in all directions. In an exclusive interview with ABC7, Mayor Brandon Johnson said the city learned about a possible teen takeover from social media days before and did what they could to stop it, including adding an additional 700 officers on duty.
That's why it's going to take police officers, it's going to take my administration, our public education system, our mentoring programs, and just adults as a whole. Adults have to know where their children are.
Of course, the timing couldn't have been worse. While we're celebrating the holidays, the tree lighting, and then the Magnificent Mile Parade the next night. And for the people out there who want to call Chicago a hellhole, it just gives them fuel for that fire.
Downtown Alderman Brian Hopkins says the same plan the city's used in the past to deal with these takeovers didn't work this time, and they're looking at reasons why.
We did have adequate numbers. The 700 figure is an accurate number. That should have been enough. There were some violent individuals within this crowd of teens. They were using pepper spray. Several police officers had to seek medical treatment. Guns were present in the crowd. And when they initially engaged this group and the mace and the stun guns came out, the police backed up. And that allowed the group to feel emboldened, and things spiraled downhill from there.
And Alderman Hopkins says this incident only reinforces the need for an earlier youth curfew so police can break up crowds before things get out of control and dangerous. Mayor Johnson previously vetoed his proposed ordinance. Terrell, back to you.
Stephanie Wade, this 14-year-old Armani Floyd was shot and killed near Dearborn and Adams on Friday night. And we've learned that he was a member of something called Project Swish. That's a youth basketball program that hopes to curb violence in the city. And there was a separate shooting a few blocks away in front of the Chicago Theater where 7 other teenagers were hurt. That was after a large gathering Friday night. Now, Chicago police are investigating those shootings. Cook County Crime Stoppers is offering a reward of $10,000 now for any information that will lead to an arrest in those cases.
What if I told you that 2025 could be the biggest year yet for real estate investors, with 75,000 baby boomers retiring daily and a massive shift in the market? We're about to see the largest transfer of real estate wealth in history. We're entering what I call the distressed asset.
I'm not even going to stay on this long. I'm just so disappointed in us as a people. I know Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Geronimo Pratt, Harriet Tubman, all of them. I know their spirits is twirling in heaven right now. They shaking their head and they can't believe that we came so far to go so far backwards. Like, our youth is doing this, not no grown adults. It's the teenagers unaliving each other. No remorse, no fear of God. Like, talking about they smoking on somebody's soul, their body. This is demonic. And this is what these single mothers is raising, because let's be real. In most cases, the father, the original man, is not the original man that the mother's dealing with. So the step pops ain't gonna overstep his boundaries. The teenagers think they grown, you know what I'm saying? So they like, F my step pops, I ain't listening to him. You ain't gonna tell me what to do. Like, let's be real. We have a serious problem in the black community, man, that's never gonna change. So my best bet is, if you love your children enough, and they say, Ma, can I go to that carnival? Can I go to that festival? If it's outside and there's no wands and metal detectors they gotta walk through first, I would not let them attend. You see, in this situation, the cops is right there up the block, and they letting them things fly. You heard? It's sad, and it's us, man. It's us destroying us. I know what my kids are. You know what yours is? 100, man. I'm signing out, man. It's just disgusting. I'm gone.
Fucking hoes. Fucking nigga. Niggas better so far. Just the nigga think that